And that was really important for me to focus on how we can work with the resources that are available to us and step away from this mindless consumerism of just more new, more. Like people always want to have more things, and I don't think it serves us.
Hey Tribe, Stephanie Dixon here for Green is the New Black TV, your guide to conscious living in Asia. Today we're shooting in Bali with the wonderful Linda Morkos, and she is the founder of 1144. We're going to chat about how she started an ethical and environmentally friendly jewelry and apparel line. Linda, thank you so much for having us.
My pleasure.
So let's get started with how you even ended up in Bali and decided to start your own brand here.
Well, long story. I had actually been living in India for several years as part of a sojourn, an extended sojourn that I had taken in my own life to kind of reconstruct myself, let's say. So I took some time to go to India and spent many years actually just kind of like taking time for myself to rediscover who I was and what I wanted out of life, and to let myself naturally come to a new direction. And art and fashion and clothing and jewelry kind of came out of that extended period of self-reflection. I met an amazing woman on the train actually, traveling to Varanasi, and she was American, and she invited me to come to visit her in Seattle where she lived. But she happened to also have a home here in Bali. So I actually visited her here in Bali at her home in Ubud, and that was my first time to Bali. I moved to America, and I lived with this woman that I met, and I started to get involved in the underground West Coast festival and alternative community in the States. And it was through that involvement that I got to become involved with just alternative lifestyle people, and 1144 was born out of that time.
Yeah, so you actually started it in America and then you brought it over to Bali.
Yes, exactly.
Ah, that's cool. Maybe you can walk us through a little bit about where you draw your inspiration from, and kind of how the work you've done, all that work kind of comes through in the pieces that you design.
Geometry and repeating patterns has been a huge passion of mine, and it's been a signature style in my work throughout the years. And usually the repeating patterns that I pick up either are very organic and natural, like in the jewelry you see like I use seeds and plant pieces, but I guess in a more broad way I would say I guess I'm a seeker. Like my path has always been about like the higher spiritual learning and why am I here, like what is life about for me, and how can I get the most out of the opportunity that I have as a human to be here. And one of the things that's been always important to me is how do our actions and steps affect the wider whole.
And I think that's really important because you've really prioritized being a socially and environmentally responsible business. And maybe you can share a little bit about the type of impact that you're making with those choices.
All the items that I made came from repurposed waste. I think we have to be aware of like how much our choices on an everyday level when we consume affects the greater whole, and how we can be more mindful as far as making choices that informs manufacturers and informs businesses that we want better choices. We want more clean choices, we want more thoughtful choices, we want less packaging.
So I guess furthering to that, I mean, what are some little green steps that we can all take to be more conscious about our consumption?
I think people need to stop and think before they buy things, and only buy things that they actually need. Is it going to become a valuable asset in your wardrobe?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's really important, and people do need to question that and answer those hard questions sometimes, and not just kind of push it to the side and ignore it. One of our favorite questions to ask is, what would Mother Nature say if she could speak right now?
I think she kind of is speaking. I think Mother Nature is doing what she's always done, which is just being dynamic. She's much stronger than we are. I think humans are the ones that will inevitably end. I think we're driving ourselves towards our own extinction.
Yeah, powerful. Well, Linda, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciated it.
Yeah,
and thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today so that you can live more consciously tomorrow. And if you want more amazing information, you can head over to greenisthenewblack.com.